Hey everyone, welcome back to Hit Wicket, and in today's video we will be doing our first in a series of team previews for the upcoming T20 World Cup, which starts on the 2nd of June. Before we get into our video, be sure to like, comment and subscribe. We'd really appreciate the support. Now onto today's video. So we will be discussing Team Australia first up, obviously as we are from Australia and supporting them all the way. So looking at the squad, what are your thoughts on the rough squad as a whole?
For starters, I don't know who is in the squad, so no, I'm kidding. I do kind of know who's in the squad. I think the big news sort of was Jake Fraser-McGurk missing out. I think it's sort of fair enough that he wasn't taken, although it is a tough call because the top order of Australia is not going to probably move around a lot. Yeah, I think they went with a pretty expected squad, I would say. Some versatility with, I think, spin options in Zampa and Agar. And I can understand why they went with the reserves of like Cam Green is probably like a backup, possibly, for like a Stoinis. And I think who was the last replacement? Who was like the 15? Oh yes, I think Ellis is versatile and he's a good death bowler. So I can understand why they went with those two backups, especially because you got Cam Green who can bat and bowl. So you can sort of play like obviously he's going to play a dual role there. So if someone gets injured, you can kind of sort of fill the shoes in. So I think it's a pretty rounded squad. Obviously you got David Warner playing his last tournament. You have Mitch Marsh captaining, who's going to be in the top order. Travis Head will probably be opening with David Warner, is my assumption. So you got a pretty strong top order. The concerns are probably going to be more down the middle, like Stoinis and Glenn Maxwell. Obviously, Maxwell struggling through IPL. I think the last time I turned on the TV, I was watching Maxwell, and he got out like next ball, and he looked very annoyed at how he's playing at the moment. So there's going to be a bit of pressure on him. Stoinis is, in terms of national duty, hasn't performed that well for some time now. Like he chips in that and here and there. But it is going to be like a bit of a pinch hitting, I guess, with those two. So, yeah, I think, and bowling options pretty like standard Australian bowling options. So,
I would say Stoinis is probably the most underperforming Australian in World Cups I've ever seen. He never does anything really. Very few good performances.
That's right, That's probably why they took Cam Green, They might just bring him in, possibly. So he could do similar sort of job.
Fraser-McGurk was an interesting one. I thought he was pretty close to getting selected, but the only problem was, as they explained pretty well, in that they couldn't afford to have him as a reserve because they needed like utility players there. They needed obviously a spare fast bowler, which they had in Ellis. They needed a batter who can bat in all positions, which Cameron Green can. He's open and he's finished. Josh Inglis can as well. He's open and he's batted 1 till 7 in his T20 career so far. While Fraser-McGurk is mainly just a top 3. He's not a finisher or middle order player. He couldn't get in, but he'll have his time, I'm sure. He's got a good future ahead of him in 2020 for sure. He hits a bloody big ball.
He is in as a reserve, right?
Yeah, he's like not in the squad, but like the extras on top of
reserve. Him and who was the other person? I forgot. He also played for Australia a couple of games. He's got a bit of a mullet, Victorian player.
Matt Shaw.
That's right. That's right. Matt Shaw was on the reserve there too.
Now, looking at their group, so their group has obviously England is the big one, and they have 3 more associate teams. I think it was Oman, Namibia, and Scotland, if I'm not mistaken. I might be wrong there, but pretty sure it's those 3 sides. And obviously, I'm hoping that Australia will run through those three sides, but
it's not Bangladesh, mate.
Yeah, but never underestimate them. We saw the last World Cup, like Netherlands upsetting South Africa, stuff like that. You just don't know. Zimbabwe, Pakistan. So you actually don't know. Anyone could upset anyone. But I would back Australia to beat all the teams. I think England will be a challenge though. England are pretty good in their white ball setup. They have a few better players coming back as well in Archer. So I would say that Australia probably, if I'm putting a prediction-wise in the group, I think they'll finish second. I think they will lose to England in the group stage. But they'll still go through the Super 8s. I think they will get to semis, but I don't think they're the best T20 team in the world right now. I think there's better teams out there, and a lot of them are aging, a lot of them...
they have Wade in the squad as well.
They have Wade too, So they have a good squad. Experience is important though in these tournaments, and they do have that. And Australia know how to win tournaments, as we've just seen very recently. So I'd say, maybe in a semi-final knockout, something like that.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're gonna win. So
you're gonna go there.
I wouldn't the prediction.
I wouldn't discount it. I mean,
they're not the strongest team, but I feel like under pressure.
Anyway,
have they sort of come together. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
T20 is more unpredictable than ODI cricket. So
Yeah. But I think the exercise is pretty settled, to be honest. Just starting with obviously Warner, Head, Marsh as captain. Then probably they'll have to go with Maxwell number 4. You got to give him like he has the history of like performing well for Australia. He actually has a history of performing shit in IPL. It just happens to be, yeah. He had a really good year actually preceding this IPL. And then I don't know what happened in IPL. He's averaging like 5 or something. So, but I would expect Maxwell would go there. Then I'd suggest probably either Wade or Inglis at number 5. Yeah, maybe Wade because he's a left-hander, but they're both pretty neck and neck to be fair to both of them. Then you obviously have your 6 and 7, so you have Tim David, the 6-hitter, pinch-hitter, finisher, and then you have 7, which has to be Stoinis or Green. And I would actually go Green to start because he's been performing well in IPL. Like he's gotten good cameos towards the end. He's gotten wickets. And then the bowlers, I think them pretty self-explanatory. Hazelwood, Cummins, Stark, Zampa. I mean, it's going to be those 4. Ellis is the not too far off, I would say. If one of them performs badly first few games, I wouldn't bet against bringing Ellis in because he's a specialist 2020 bowler. And sometimes, so we saw Stark early in the IPL, he was getting a bit slaughtered. Like T20 can get away from you very quickly if you're not bowling well. Hazelwood hasn't played many T20s leading up to this tournament, I would say. There's the XI, although it's not the strongest, it's pretty settled. Like they know who's going to be playing where, pretty much. And they've got all bases covered. They have Agar should they need it if he wants to come in. But I don't think they will because they'll just bank on Maxwell bowling. Maxwell can bowl a few overs there. Yeah.
I mean, I think if Cam Green plays, I think he might bat at 4, Maxwell will go at 5. And then
they could do that. Yeah, they could do that.
Yeah. Well, I think Storm would probably go at 4, if he plays. Yeah.
I mean, T20 is very.
I don't think Maxwell they'll put at 4. It's a bit early, probably. Probably more like 5 or 6. But
T20 is quite shifting anyway.
That's true.
Tim David could come in early if not early, late if they needed like 1 wicket till the 15th over or something. But who do you think their leading run scorer and wicket taker will be?
Yeah, I haven't really thought about that one, to be honest. Probably putting me a bit on the spot here. I don't even know the team. Don't know anyone who's there. I'm just gonna say some random name. No. I think with batting, probably I'd go with. It's really tough between Marsh and Head, I would think. But I'll probably edge a bit more towards Marsh since he's captaining and whatnot. I have a feeling that he'll probably, do something ridiculous. I'm sure he would do some ridiculous innings, I'm sure, throughout the tournament. I think he probably will be the leading run scorer, and he's in a good position as well.
Yeah.
We could probably go with the spin option or probably Zampa.
For me, I'll go Travis Head, definitely. I was going to go him regardless. I think he's been in blistering form, and the way he gets, he could easily get 80 off 30 balls, especially against his weaker teams. I think he could bag 100 for sure. But Marsh could do the ball the same.
They're both similar players. Yeah, it's very likely either one of those could be the leading runs.
Very possible, yeah.
For Australia.
I'll go Travis Head, and I'm going to go with the guy who shows up when World Cups happen. I think you know who I'm going to talk about. It's that left arm, Mitchell Stark. I think he always shows up when Australia need it. Although, he could be a pile of shit for the beginning of the tournament. He'll step up when it matters, like he did for KKR in the knockouts, like he did for Australia and their knockouts, like he's done in multiple World Cups. I'm sure he'll have some games where he'll probably go for 50 or 60 runs even. Maybe against England in the group stage that could happen. But I think against his weaker sides, especially if he's swinging the ball, he could bag quite a few wickets. And he'll be important. It'll be important for them to go far in this tournament. I think that basically sums up our Australia review. Let us know in the comments below what you think of Australia's chances for this World Cup, and we will be back for the other teams. Until next time, we'll see you guys later.